It's like everywhere you look, everywhere you go, it's always a problem. And I just don't know why. I don't know if it's gonna get better or if it's gonna get worse. Nah, in reality, it's really gonna get worse. And I know you just feeling like you a loser. You feeling like you trapped. And the reason why you feeling like you a loser and you trapped, because you frightened. You don't know what the world may bring for you. You don't know because you've been working at your 9 to 5 and you feel like you just ain't been getting nowhere in life. It feel like you've been doing the same thing every year. In reality, you have been doing the same thing every year. You just starting to wake up. You starting to realize. And some of us, we wake up when it's too late because we was brainwashed by this tradition, by modern life. Modern life is just designed to just keep you drained. Anything you deal with, it's gonna drain you. You know why? Because you're human. And we was fed all these lies and motives to just keep us down. Because in reality, we don't know what's right for us. We always listen to what the negative people tell us. Misery loves company. You see how negative energy always feeds better than positive energy? Because they want to keep you down. They want to dumb you down. And some people, they just don't get it until it's too late. And some people don't never get it. Every time I look up, somebody 55 years old getting fired, 60 getting fired. So do you ever think how your life will end up when you become that age, when you become 60, 65? And in reality, you weren't prepared for none of this. So when you reach that age and you got nothing saved up, what you gonna do with your life? And then some people need 2 incomes to survive. They don't need 2 incomes to survive by themselves. We always talk to, you gotta get a significant other. Well, if your significant other don't wanna help you pay bills, then what? What you gonna do? So in reality, it's like, it's nothing you can do. It's gonna drain you, it's gonna break you because you're human. You don't have that mindset. You don't have that mindset to be uncomfortable. You want to keep being comfortable until it's too late. And once you keep being comfortable until it's too late, you lost. Now I see some people moving away. Some people going to Thailand. Some people going to another country just to get it right because they waking up. And like I always say, the term I always use, get out now before it's too late. Which means you can get away from whatever you're doing. So in reality, if it's crushing you, crushing your dreams, crushing your mindset, get out your mindset so you can change it to be different. That's all I be saying. So in reality, like another commenter told me the other day, it's like I be teaching people to be bums. I'm teaching people not to have a job. I'm teaching people to just quit their jobs. If you get my videos, I don't say nothing like that. But what I tell you previously in this video, negativity loves company. So they gonna get the most negative part and just put it there because their mindset is based off negativity and failing. Because you keep listening to people who's failing around you. In reality, they don't mean no harm by telling you this negativity. It's just because they don't see nothing else with their life. They gonna call you crazy for getting out. No, you smart. You figuring out the knowledge. You figuring out the power because we don't take the time because we feel like we don't have time. Oh, we don't want to do it. Oh, we want to be lazy. Stop being lazy. I want you to just purposely be uncomfortable every day. Because once you purposely be uncomfortable every day, you know you're getting somewhere. So stop worrying about the time frame or whatever when you want to get to the destination that you want to be. Because in reality, if you put a time frame on it, it's going to make you give up. And you don't want to give up right now. You want to show your kids, they kids, if you older, that you can put in work. No matter what you do. So in reality, it's like, trust me when I tell you that. Because I'm a living example of it. I had to wise up in my 30s. Why couldn't I do that in my 20s? You know why? Because I didn't have the confidence. I didn't have nobody tell me if you don't put in work, you ain't gonna get nothing out of life. I didn't have nobody to tell me that. They was always telling me oh, you gonna make it one day. No. Tell people if you don't work hard and get out your comfort zone, you ain't gonna never make it. Because it don't matter how good you are or whatever you do. You need to work. If you don't want to work, you wasting your time. Not go to work and do a shift. I'm talking about put in work. Now, if you work in a shift, that's okay too. But if you don't use that as a stepping stone to get to where you want to go, your life is going to drain you. Because life is going to keep lifing until you 65. And then when you 65, it's going to be too late. Then you're going to start feeling sorry for yourself. I know the feeling. Because in reality, you may feel like a loser. Shoot, I feel like a loser. And for that commenter who said, I want to just teach everybody to feel like to be bums, I said, this is for my entrepreneurs. But if you an employee and you want to change your life, your situation, you got to change your situation, nobody else. Once you learn that and start taking accountability for you, you're going to start moving better. You're going to get out your feelings. All of us be in our feelings. So let me get back to that topic where he said, I'm teaching people to be bums. So if you living from paycheck to paycheck and you can't get nothing paid, do you feel like a working bum? Because those are just words designed to keep you down. So what if people think you a bum? So what if people think you a loser? As long as you know where you going. Because you got the confidence in the heart to persevere, everybody. That's the person who's the real hero. You ain't afraid of being yourself. Everybody always trying to fit in. Just think about it. What's your life situation? You got friends that's always trying to fit in, never want to be themselves. In reality, yourself is the real you. And if people can't accept you for yourself, then the wrong people you need to be around anyway. That ain't your perfect circle. And your circle can never be perfect because somebody always feeling some type of way. So that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Modern life is draining you. These bills is just draining you. You living, working from paycheck to paycheck. And you trying to get out now because it's too late. And some people waited until it was too late to get out. So that's what I be meaning when I be explaining to y'all. Stop looking at things how it's supposed to go. Tradition. Modern life. No. They lied to you. And you know they lied to you because look how you live in your life. Tell me if I'm lying. So even if you don't believe me, if your life is not adding up to how you're supposed to be living, they lied to you. But in reality, they don't want you to see the hard work. They want you to see the good parts. Only when it's so miserable, they'll show it to you. But they don't want to tell you that part. They tell you everything else that's bad. But when it comes to you and your life, they shy you away from your dreams. And the worst is coming because grocery prices are just rising. Then we about to go to war. The worst is coming. And we wasn't prepared for this. Then I heard people have to take other jobs now because the job that they was working for, they didn't cut overtime because of the tariffs. So now they got to pick up a second job. Instead of you working years on that one job, you could have spent years doing something for free, putting in work for yourself. What I'm doing now. So anything you see me doing, you see how I'm motivating y'all? I'm trying to add value to y'all so y'all can put in work. Look at me. I'm a living example. So this is for people who got dreams and want to do anything with their life. Not everybody can't be a content creator. I say that all the time. But if you want to do something with your life, those years, I keep telling you, time go by so fast you don't even know it. And we look at 2, 3, 4 years like it's a long time. It's really not. So that's what's designed to keep you down. That little guaranteed check that keep you living from paycheck to paycheck to keep you coming back. And then you can't afford nothing off of it. And then they talking about you should save your money. How? How you gonna save your money? And it's an inflation. Grocery prices are triple. And people always say, well, if you eat at the grocery store, it'll be better. The grocery store costs just as much as a restaurant. It makes no difference now. And then $30 an hour is not enough. Because I seen a family, this older guy, they was like 70 years old. He had a wife, and they really both had to get jobs together. And they said not because they wanted to, because they had to. And they both was making $14 an hour. So each of them was making $14 an hour working just to make ends meet. And it's still not enough. So $30 an hour is really not enough. So it's like, you've been bamboozled. You and me both. Long as you can get a grip on your life while you see these videos. So by you watching these videos, that means you want to change. So I'm proud of you. So anybody who got something negative to say, stop listening to them because they can't dictate your life. People going to tell you about all the decisions that you do. They're going to tell you that's the dumbest decision that you ever made. But it don't even matter because it's up to you at the end of the day. All I can do is support you. So whatever decision that you make, as long as you be able to take a chance, because people who take chances are the most successful, because life is a gamble. You got to gamble somewhere in your life. People always act like gambling is a bad thing. No, it's not. When you leave a job for another job, when you take a risk here, take a risk there, you still gambling. So look at it like that. So don't be afraid to fail. That's where we go wrong at. We never can get nothing right because we are afraid to fail. If you always be afraid to fail, you're always scared. That's how you're going to live your life. And you don't want to live your life scared, because when you get older, you're going to feel, I know the feeling, because I've been seeing people like that. They've been dedicating themselves to working 14, 15 years. And then something go wrong with their job. They're trying to find another job. Now they feel like they lost and they wasted all this time working at that one job for 14, 15 years. Some people been working on a job for 20. And then it's like, in reality, they thought they was going to stay. But when times moved on, they felt like the best decision was for them not to stay. So now they feel like they're loser, they lost, and they older. Because I see a lot of older people just getting fired. 58 years old? Wow. You can't even let me go out peacefully? You got to walk me out when I'm 58 and I still got bills? The bill collector going to tell you, I'm sorry about your age, but your bill still due. I'm sorry that you're 60. Maybe you can see if you get a senior discount. That's all I can do. Then you mad at the bill collector, you about to cuss him out. But in reality, he just doing his job. And you taking it out on him because he don't got no compassion towards you. But these jobs don't want them to have no compassion towards you. They don't got no compassion for the workers. So you think they're going to have compassion towards you? Because somebody always probably trapping behind the scenes. So in reality, that's all I be trying to tell y'all. This modern life is just designed just to keep you down. Working, school life, all that. It's not designed for you to get ahead until you realize, wake up, and get out. What I mean by get out, you can get out by getting away. You can get out by quitting your job. Anything that can apply to your mindset that you feel like getting out is worthy of. But in reality, when I say getting out, I mean get out that messed up mindset before it's too late. That's what I mean by get out now. Change your mindset. This is for my entrepreneurs who want something different in life. I'm always getting comments about the people who working. And they act like they don't want nothing different in life, but they comments show otherwise because they always coming over here with rebuttal. Once you get out your feelings and let all that rebuttal go, then you ready to get out. But until you keep coming on here with a comment and you got something negative to say, that's your emotions. I was just like that too. I had to get out my emotions. Because if I keep sitting around here moping around, being in my emotions, what am I going to do? Put your emotions aside. Forget how you feel. It's not about you no more. It's about you adding value. It's about you being great. But you got to change. It's not about you no more and add value. So if you don't get what I'm saying when I say that, you still don't get it. You and your emotions. And that's all I be wanting to say. And I'm going to see y'all on the next one. Peace.